So you mentioned that you had Blackanese, there's been rooftop in South Africa. So how did this Skyfall baby come about? What was the thinking behind it? What was your thought process? What was your journey? What was the vision for the Skyfall brand?
The same client that brought me to come and consult on their other property, then we got to a point where we needed to expand. And you know, I was given when I was given the task to say, here's a location, we need to put up another outlet. And I'm glad that I was given the creative freedom. And I remember the first time when I came to the space and I looked around, obviously, the complex. I mean, they use a lot of, they are speaking a sustainability conversation the whole entire mall. I mean, even when it comes to their deco and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I noticed some things outside. There's a lot of plants.
A lot of plants, a lot of recyclable materials. So for me, then when I stood here, I was like, it would be great actually to carry on that conversation than having to take the space and turn it into something which is very clean, which is very, you know. So if you look at it, I mean, on the side of the fence, you literally have a bush. When you take a picture here, it almost does not feel like you're in the city. It almost does not feel like you're in Lusaka. And obviously coming from Johannesburg, I think in South Africa the sustainability conversation is out of the boardrooms. Whereas if you look at Zambia, yes, we're having the sustainability, but then we're having the sustainability conversations. But then for me, when I stood here, then I was like, I think this is an opportunity for me to actually gourmet creative wise, because obviously the client has given me the creative freedom. So how then do we actually carry on that sustainability conversation? How then do we actually, you know, pick up trash and bring it into a space and give it a new meaning?
So what kind of things are you even using? Like the same trash that you're talking about. What will people see at Skyfall?
So actually, where I remember when we took on this venue, obviously I used to come and spend a lot of time here, and then I had an opportunity to meet Alice from Fragrance Blooms. She's the one that does deco within the whole entire mall. I remember having a meeting with her and actually just giving her the whole entire brief in terms of what I would want to see in the space. I remember I was actually telling her about the jeans, to say I would love to have actually all jeans as one of the deco items. You know, take those jeans and throw some soil into that and turn them into is it pot plants?
Okay.
You see, but then the beauty about that, because she was already in that frequency, I mean, she took that.
She understood the assignment.
Yes, she understood the assignment, and she even went further with the idea. As much as obviously we'll touch base to say this is what I want to do here, but I think for me we were already aligned. So also, I mean, this is one of the first spaces that I'm setting up with this look and feel. But then also now the ideas started flowing in. I mean, I started understanding the sustainability conversation even better. And I started now looking at pieces to say, would this piece actually fit into what we want to achieve? I mean, if you look at it, we have used about, we're counting today, we've used about almost 1,000 pieces of trash that we have actually taken and brought into our space as deco.
That's impressive.
That's a lot of trash. I mean, we are not solving the problem, but we are saying this is the first step of actually solving the problems, because these Coca-Cola bottles that we're using here, these are bottles that could be sitting in our drainages. I mean, the first rainy season when I got to Zambia, I could not believe to see the highways flooded with water, and So for me then, coming and being part of such a movement, such an initiative, I think we were saying, yes, we're a food and beverage business, but while we're doing that business, what other problems are we solving? That's why I think one of the things I was actually writing down this morning was to say, this business is based on sustainability, it's based on community, it's based on women empowerment. I mean, these are the questions probably that will come up, and or rather, these are things that we'll talk about as we carry on in our conversation.
So, like you mentioned that the pieces of trash that you've used and upcycled. So, what do you want? What would you like people to feel and experience, or what would you like their thought process to be when they see these pieces of trash? So
when you are sitting at Skyfall having you're having lunch or having dinner, whatever the case may be, and you are looking at the genes that have actually been taken and been put and be given a new meaning. I want you to now start thinking about your wardrobe to say, I mean, I remember some time ago I saw my girlfriend having to give away so many clothes. Still a great thing because obviously, you're giving back, but then there's some clothes that actually could be sitting in your guys' closets for years and years. But then once you are sitting here and then now you are seeing these jeans being used as decor, then immediately we are actually, transporting you to a different space completely.
Yeah, I've never seen jeans being used as a, but they're so cute.
Exactly. So now is to say, how do I then take my jeans and also make them into, put them into different spaces and give them different meanings.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we're using here, we've got the tires. We've got like wooden logs, we've got the Coca-Cola bottles. But what we've done with these decor pieces, like for instance, it will take you actually a bit of some time to actually see that.
To figure out that they're bottles.
To figure out that they're actually bottles, that they're tires. Because then we're like, let's not just take them in their original form but let's start being creative around them and see what we can do so that they're even more attractive. But then the very same bottles that we're talking about, these are the bottles that, as I said earlier, these are the bottles that could be sitting in our drainages. And there's so much story and history with these items that we've used. If you had to think of a tire that is sitting there as decor,
yeah, you can imagine what type of car it was on. Was it on a 4x4? Was it on a Vitz?
Can you imagine the journey that it has taken? So when people sit here, they must always look at these pieces and be transported to a different thought altogether.